We can talk about how each of those is key to the Bitcoin equation. We call it the fringe of the fringe. Popular term in oil and gas is the core of the core. That's where everyone wants to be. We own about 55 producing wells in Chavez and Eddy counties of New Mexico, along with a gathering system and pipeline assets and a processing plant. We can talk about how each of those is key to the Bitcoin equation. We call it the fringe of the fringe. The popular term in oil and gas is the core of the core. That's where everyone wants to be.
Yeah.
We're in the fringe
You're
of
at
the fringe.
as if Bitcoin isn't fringe enough.
Right, yeah. Double the fringe.
The fringe of the fringe of the fringe.
So, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Oh, I've thought about it. It's like people are like, have you borrowed any money? It's like, I've got really lousy oil and gas assets and Bitcoin mining operation. Who wants to lend on that? It's like two cats don't make a dog.
I have to say, this is one of the reasons why the meetups are so fun, though, because it's washed out all the people that are just there to get rich, and it's all of the true believers.
Yeah. Well, it's I still don't, I have a soft spot in my heart for the guys who show up and they go, I want to go, tell me how to go find some flare gas and mine Bitcoin. Like, it's a long line over here. It's easy. It's an easy concept. Everyone gets the concept.
Right.
It's that execution and making it happen it's challenging.
Right.
Like everything. It's like
right. And as we were talking earlier before the show, that it's it's much easier for a oil and gas person to move to Bitcoin mining as an additional vertical addition, but not so easy for the Bitcoin miners to just jump into
oil and gas. Right.
And you don't have the experience.
I mean, we'll talk more, but Bitcoin's basically supplying electricity to run and networking a bunch of computers. So and I did it. It's like anyone can do it. So it's not that hard. And there are degrees to that. I'm probably an 85 to 90% guy on the Bitcoin side.
Okay.
There's a whole lot more efficiency to squeeze out by these really brilliant people who do firmware and operating controls. There's all kinds of stuff you can do to squeeze more juice out of that lemon. But it's still relatively basic. Oil and gas encompasses accounting, legal work, the operational technical stuff. There's just a lot more to that business to try to get into that business. If you have a place to plug in your computers, you're mining. And it's like, it's got to be low cost, and there's all those kinds of things. But if you can just find a place to plug them in and park them, you're good to go. If setting up, running, buying oil and gas assets is challenging.
Hey, it's Amy. Click over here to subscribe, click over here for more content, and we'll see you next time.